know is I got business to. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Let me see real quick. Had to take a deep breath. Had to get it, had to get that fresh air hit. He is I and I am him. Trap Politics TV, trappolitics.com. It's your boy Rel, live on YouTube, on the website. Thank everybody for stopping through. Thank everybody for tuning in. I gotta self promote. I gotta let y'all know where we at, where we living. Make sure you check out the website. I got a little bit of everything going on here. You know what I'm saying? I got I got the blog spot going on. I got the merchandise going on. Make sure we all do our best to be able to reach one, teach one through traps and street politics and all that. Let me see what else we got up on here. We got the podcast on all these streaming platforms. You see it. Don't front like you don't see that shit. You see that shit, motherfucker. And then we got, the merchandise. Now, all the stuff that you see in this fall stuff from last year, sometimes it takes time for the creative juices to get right. And create some new fresh vibes for y'all, because I know y'all want to be fresh out there. I see you, Mr. Harris, in the chat box, you know what I'm saying? Out here talking about Snowfall. I haven't catch up on the latest episode, but I'm gonna catch up on it. Trust and believe, I'm gonna be up on it. You know what I'm saying? Snowfall is out here popping. Everybody out here, making sure to catch up on the latest season. Snowfall better than Breaking Bad? I don't know yet, though. I haven't heard that debate. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to talk about it, we could talk about it, but not in this episode. Now, got some new merch popping up soon. You know, I'm working on getting some new fitteds. Y'all gonna like these fitteds, some snapback joints too. It's gonna be nice. You know, even though you're gonna be quarantined, you can wear your illest fit in the house, and you know, you'll still get compliments from your friends, family, and everybody around you. Now today, you know, I got a special guest with me today. I'm gonna introduce y'all to my special guest in a moment, but first I want to talk to y'all for a quick 2 seconds about just the climate and some of the things that we've been seeing, that's been happening, that's been heartbreaking. I know, you know, a lot of us have heard about the young lady that was killed, and especially what has happened to Dante Wright, and then the whole verdict. You know, all these things have really been running through my mind about the climate of policing and where we see ourselves in the next 5, maybe 10 years from now. You know, I've always I'll give you a brief history about myself. I've been arrested many times. You know, you would think, you'd be like, damn, how the fuck you been arrested, motherfucker? What do you mean you've been arrested? You have not been arrested, yo uppity ass. Well, nah, I've been arrested plenty times. You know what I'm saying? You know, I've been arrested foreign and domestically. You know, I've done overnight bids in a lot of places that you guys probably wouldn't have the mental stability to really gather and collect. But, you know, I'm such a positive dude that I know, you know, I don't want to say too much. I'm just going to say that, you know, it takes a strong-minded motherfucker to just keep his sanity, keep his Jordans on, and be able to walk out of there, you know, unscathed and, you know, still sane enough to make it through another day. But it really makes me think, though, exactly what does the future hold for a person like myself? You know what I mean? You know, with all these interactions that I've been having with police, you know, does my future holds me being gunned down in public? Does my future holds me being locked away and they throwing away the key, acting like they never locked me up? Shout out to Khalif Browder. Not shout out, but RIP to Khalif Browder. You know, there's a lot of things within the police system that I think needs to be addressed, and police reform is something that I think that, you know, we should really take seriously. Nobody's saying to completely eliminate the police, but a different approach could always be appreciated. You feel me? So, you know, I got my special guest on, my man Dean from Black of the Berry. They got a podcast, as well as they got Wind Down with Los, for y'all to definitely check out. I'm gonna let him talk more about it. And yeah, man, let me bring him in. Make sure too, y'all check down below. You know, your ads could also be down there. You know, if you guys are ever interested in getting your ads up on the show, holla at me. You know, I don't charge anything. I just, you know, I charge it to the game. As long as you're an entrepreneur and you out here trying to get this shmoolah, you out here trying to, you know, get some views, get your weight up. You know, it's all about empowering the entrepreneurs out here, because small businesses have taken a hit through the COVID and all that crazy shit. You already know how that go. Shit. Small businesses need as much help as possible, especially black-owned businesses. So yeah, with that being said, man, let me bring my man Dean up in here. You know what I'm saying? Just like that, and pow. Oh man, who is that? Who do we have in a motherfucking place to be? Let me make sure my man is unmuted so he could be able to introduce himself. Black of the Berry Dean himself is in the motherfucking house. Dean, thank you for being on the show, my man. Thank you for stopping through and kicking it with the kid, man. How's everything?
My pleasure, man. Listen, man, I'm staying black. I'm staying cool. I'm staying big. I'm staying
Black of the Berry.
How it goes. Yeah, you know what to say it is, baby. Listen.
You see it.
I mean, check us out at the Berry Gang One on the goddamn Instagram machines and on your YouTube machines. Check us out on Black of the Berry and wherever you fucking get your streaming podcast needs. Fucking Black of the Berry with midnight, motherfuckers.
You dig? Yeah, dig.
It's hot shit. But tonight, 10 o'clock, Wind Down with Losin. Go ahead and go find your future baby mama, baby father,
shit.
Or maybe you can go ahead and find your one true love, or maybe you'll find your next side bitch or side nigga.
Shit.
I don't know.
It's open
the
forum.
Options are yours. It's an open forum.
You know what I'm saying?
We don't discriminate. We don't hate.
Not at all. Not at all. Definitely, I'm definitely gonna be pulling up. You know, I've seen some of the joints that be in there too. So I ain't even gonna hate. I pulled up on Los. Shit, I pulled up on Los one time and he was surrounded. I was like, damn man, you out here pimping or what, man? You put me on to something. All right, damn it. You know, I ain't begging. I'm just asking. But anyways,
oh man, you stupid, son. You stupid.
Shit, but I'm definitely gonna be pulling up and checking it out. You dig?
Absolutely,
Shit.
absolutely.
So yeah, man, like I was
there.
mentioning before, bro. I mean, you know, I've had a lot of experiences with police. I've been I mean, even since my younger days, getting harassed by truancy. You know, like, yeah, I mean, not to say that truancy is not doing their job of running down young people that's just roaming the streets, but still, it seems like, you know, there's just a overbearing presence of policing and the over authoritative type of attitude, you know, when it comes down to policing. You know, and I definitely wanted to get your point of view on it, because I definitely respect your views on the matter. And, you know, if you could inform me a little bit and inform some of my viewers, maybe some of your viewers as well, too, you know, what's some of your thoughts on policing and police reform and whatnot? Do you think we need to change, or do you think, you know, we need to completely remove them completely? Like, what's your thoughts on that?
Oh, no, you don't remove the police. People who say remove the police are fucking idiots. I'll say that right now. Like, if you say just remove them completely, you're a fucking idiot.
I agree.
You have no idea what the fuck would happen and the kind of chaos that you would not be prepared for.
Facts.
Like,
Facts.
You know what I mean? Have these people believe that they think that this is, you see the current society, you think that having nothing would be like no kind of rule.
Yeah, exactly.
Or an order would be all right. No, that's crazy. But what I do believe actually needs to happen is two fronts, right? So the first front, in regards to your first question about police reform, here's what needs to happen. First of all, and it's probably going to be controversial on this show, but as someone who knows how to fight, who has trained in certain different things, like, I understand, like, even at my level, like against like a trained like martial artist who goes to their school and shit, I'm going to have a rough time. But to the average person on the street, they're done for with me. You know what I mean? Like, it's a weird spot.
Right.
So even to the average cop, I'm a problem.
True.
Because they themselves, no, just if you take away your badge, take away their gun, them one-on-one with me, I'm an issue. They can't handle me. And that is an issue for their profession.
Also,
because
too. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm just
saying, because here's the thing. At the end of the day, I have a buddy of mine who trains police officers. And when he starts his class in tactics, hand to hand, he asks, how many of you have been in a fight? It goes down less and less each year. So you're getting these fearful motherfuckers who go through 12 weeks of training at most times, maybe 24, maybe. You know what I'm saying? You give them a gun. They're scared for their lives.
Absolutely.
Anyway, then you have to deal with, because I'm a sociology major. So I look at things differently.
Right.
So now let's look at marketing. You have to not look at how Black people are viewed now, but look at how we have been viewed historically.
Absolutely.
And how our lives have been basically just been put on in front of media just for shits and giggles. You have to look at that and attest that to now those people who have seen this advertising, seen the subliminal messages, seen the overtones.
100%.
Now they're adults and cops. You see what I'm saying? And then they can't fight. What do you think they're going to be doing? So I think, first of all, if these motherfuckers can't be like blue belts in jiu-jitsu, they shouldn't be doing it.
You know what's crazy too? I mean, for the fact that you said that the media has pumped a certain image, like, I was just thinking back in the day, the irreparable damage that has been done by the media on the Black image, specifically the Black man's image, how Birth of a Nation, the original Birth of a Nation, not the one with that was recreated today, but the old Birth of a Nation.
You're talking about you're talking about the one.
You know what I'm saying? And I think the name of the movie is Say Hello to Uncle Tom, or Goodbye Uncle Tom. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie as well too, about the Atlantic slave trade and how they pictured Black people as well too in that movie. But the media has always pumped a certain image that puts fear into certain people's hearts about the Black man and make them feel like, you know what, they're the most dangerous man on the planet. We just got to gun them down, whether they're 16 years old, 14 years old, or 37 years old. That's a handicap. You know what I'm saying? They choked out Eric Gardner. I mean, the man didn't look like, he could run a city block 3 times over, but then again, you had the nerve to really put your hand to really choke him out like that. The image that's being pumped through the media of the black man has always been insane. A white man slaughters his whole family. They have him on the beach saying, "Wow, this guy, this guy slaughtered his family." But they got pictures of him holding his family, making it look like a soft image. But they'll show you a black person, and you'll see the mugshot. They'll show you damn near the body in the house. Hot damn it, just to drive that negative image, into the persona of society, and that goes into the policing, because now these same people who are watching these images, like you said, it could really be detrimental to our safety when it comes down to these people who can't fight, that have fear in their heart, that's quick to pull the trigger. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think they're gonna do? But then I'm gonna ask you a challenging question right now. We're gonna go there because I'm a guy who's I'm on all ends of the spectrum. Have you seen on the Twitter machine? I go everywhere with this shit. I don't always agree with the mainstream.
Facts.
So here's my question.
Yeah.
Here's my question to black people. What the fuck are you waiting for the white man to tell you to care for your life for? And this is what I mean by that. Why the fuck is the only reason and the only times that we start to lose our fucking cool, lose our fucking minds, is when we got one of them killing us? You can listen. Let me tell you something. A war is fought on multiple goddamn fronts.
Facts.
If we can't understand and take our emotions out of things, be able to call a spade, right is right, wrong is wrong, we're going to be in a fucked up place. Because here's my issue. There was a 7-year-old girl who was shot down and gunned down in motherfucking at a McDonald's. Yikes. Why? Because her daddy pissed on one of his enemies' grave. That's why that poor girl with her father got shot up.
Wait, just to give some people some context real quick. Is this the one where they released the PPP names and they caught them at the drive-thru? Is this the one, or is this a different one? Because
that's the one. That's the one that caught him at the drive-thru because old boy a month earlier was pissed on one of his ops' grave.
Wow.
Here's my question: why are more of us not outraged about that? Why have more of us not been outraged years upon years upon years upon because of the murder rates in Chicago, the murder rates within our own community, the shit that happens within our own community? I'm not saying that we cannot also talk to fucking institutionalized racism, because let me tell you something, motherfuckers, that shit is real and in goddamn charge. And especially as a sociology major, I can really tell you how people don't even understand on a unconscious level ideas and thoughts that they have that are not their own. It's a different kind of game that these people are playing with us. You see what I'm saying? But I'm just gonna talk about the face value shit.
Right.
Why do we as black people need to wait? That's been a lot of times when I'm talking to people, and I have to be very temperament because there's only a very select few people that I can just be unfiltered and disgusting with. And because I'm just real and raw about things.
It got to be, man, especially during these times. It's critical, man. You got to. Shit. If nobody gonna say it, somebody got to say it, man. You know what I mean?
So what are your thoughts on that? What I just said. Like, why is it that we? And I'm not taking away anything that's happening now, but why do we have to wait for these motherfuckers in the media to fucking continue to orchestrate and drum up these killings and things? Because let me tell you something, people. If you think for one moment that these killings and things, like these killings and these disrespect of our civil liberties and the blatant disregard for us, if you think these things do not happen year round, you're out of your fucking mind. You have to ask yourself, what is the reason that they keep coming out now in the way they're coming out? What are they trying to play from us?
I think
that we ourselves are not seeing. Like, what the fuck is, like, you can fight a war on two fronts. That's all I'm gonna say.
Right.
You can fight a war on two. If we as black people don't start understanding this is a multi-front war, and that the people that we think that we're aligned with give a fuck about us, they don't. Let me tell you something. And this is coming from somebody who's dating a fucking Puerto Rican, but I'm still my most authentic self.
Oh, some of the best.
The Democratic Party, you know what they want? They want, right now we're the largest minority group.
Right.
The largest minority vote. But that's not going to be the same in, like, I don't know, 2045. Something around there. That's going to be the Latino vote.
Right.
A lot of the policies that the Democratic Party wants to just blatantly go for in regards to, let's just talk about it. If you want to have this phantom open borders, we won't even talk about the national security implications of that. Let's talk about the jobs that's going to be lost to black people on that. Let's talk about it.
It's true.
Let's talk about it. You see what I mean? So, like, black people, you have to understand, if you really want to be for black people, If you really want to be for black people, then stand for black people in all fucking avenues. And that's why sometimes I can't get with these movements of things, because like I'm a person who's in the thick of it. I'm with the shits. I speak about the shits.
Right. Because
check me. Because I'm just like, why do you care now? What's making you care? What's making you care now? Figure that answer out and then come talk to me.
I think like a lot of the mindset though is like a victim mentality, and I know it's been said before, and like a lot of people don't really like to hear that, but I do believe it's more of like a victim mentality that people feel like once they're, I guess, thrown into the front of certain things, they feel like they shouldn't be thrown like into the front of certain things. I mean, when it comes down to like accountability, I do believe that we need to hold ourselves accountable so we can hold others, to a certain stature as well. Because, as black people and the way how we're treated, it seems like we don't really. It seems like we don't really hold ourselves accountable enough, even though we try to, it seems like we're more passive when it comes down to the seriousness of certain things that happen within our culture that we really need to be addressing more firmly than just to be so passive about it. Yeah, we could gun each other down, but when somebody else does it, it's a problem. Now, I definitely do believe whenever we do some silly shit to each other, we need to address that shit. I mean, even in my personal life, I hold certain people accountable for their actions when they cross the line, but they feel like I shouldn't be holding them accountable when they cross the line. And that to me is like such a poor mindset and mentality when it comes down to dealing with issues, because if we don't ever address the issues ourselves, why would we ever want somebody else to address our issues? They got their own issues. I'm pretty sure white people got their own issues to deal with as well as Spanish people and others, but if we don't consider ourselves important enough to address our own issues, we can't just be out here depending on others. And I completely agree with what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't be out here relying on anybody else to solve our problems. We're strong enough, we're wise enough. Shit, we've built nations over and over upon over again, so we could be able to solve certain things that that are holding us back. As far as
but the war's fought on two fronts. Like, I don't want people to forget, like, it's I don't want us to forget that thing. Like, it's like, just because we're also fighting institutionalized racism, we can also fix our communities.
Facts, absolutely.
We can also fight against that gentrification.
Absolutely.
And in doing that, you have to understand that we have to ourselves infiltrate the system that we so much fucking hate.
Absolutely.
It's so abhorrent to us, but we must join it to do what we must do within it. Listen here, I'm just trying to say it, and that means we got to call a spade a spade. Like,
yeah,
we have to.
I get it. I definitely see I definitely.
Do you know what the white man has over us?
The whole economic structure.
Besides that, and it kills me to say it, the one thing that makes us who we are, they've created this system. Like, their temperament and ruthlessness.
To what manner?
In everything. So listen. So like, they don't, like, we look at everything as a collective. Because we historically, in our ancestors, the way that we have survived in a collective group. But the system that we're in, the system that they have broken it to, is individualism at its base. Yes, we still have to fight the systematic racism of things, but what they try to push on you is this quote unquote individualism, which is true to an extent. If you know the rules to the game, which a lot of us do not know the rules to the game, because the ones of us who know the rules to the game leave and don't educate the ones who do not.
That's a fact.
You see what I mean?
Nobody holds the door open.
In capitalism at its base is individualism.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? So, but our culture, how we survived, especially African Americans,
right,
of this descent, that's the only way you could survive is within a group.
Right.
How else would our genes have passed on? You know what I mean?
Right.
Even going back to segregation, not even talking about slavery, just talking about segregation in recent times. You know what I mean? When we had the Green Book to know what towns we can go to.
Right.
What was good to, you know what I mean? Where to avoid.
True.
So, but this system that they're now pushing is just like a more of an individual system, and we're clinging to collective, which we need to, but within that collective, we also have to be able to self-regulate.
That's true. Yeah. I do believe
Like,
that.
why is our commerce within ourselves so nil? You know what I mean? How many times will our dollar circulate within our community? Twice, 3 times?
If that, the dollar don't stay within our community. It goes out within, I think, a couple of
20
minutes. Yeah, that shit is sad, and it's so
20.
depressing. You know, and that's why, I pump black businesses and black empowerment as much as I possibly can, because, like, yo, I believe instead of rocking Gucci, Louis, all these other crazy things, like, we should definitely be out here rocking our own shit. Granted, I know them shits look fly as fuck. You know what I'm saying? But even if I am paying for J's or whatnot, at least a black man owns that. At least I could say it's Jordan brand. Yeah, he might be up there or whatever, and that's just my own personal view. I'm a big sneakerhead or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But at least it's black owned. You know, I'm confident enough to say that I could do that. You know, until other brands really do stand out and stand firm. I do my best to support, but it's like it's not a general, consensus, as they would say. It's not like a general thought to be like, you know what? A person who's in a prominent stature, like a person, let's just use Jay-Z, for example. He could rock some black-owned shit and really put them things on the map, but you don't ever see him doing that. You see him rocking Chinatown Market, and I'm just talking from a fashion sense. You see him rocking a whole bunch of other things. He made a song about Tom Ford and all that other stuff. Fuck all that. There's this one dude that talked about that, how Future could have said, instead of saying Gucci flip flops, he could have said a black owned name, and everybody would have flocked to it, because first off, the song was popping, and then on top of that, if you would have said a black owned name, people would have been like, who is that? You initially could have inserted into the culture the mental state of mind that supporting black is something that should be glorified. But I don't know where the disconnect is. I don't know when that's going to happen, when the real connect is going to happen to start supporting black.
It's us. It's us. It's us. It's us. It's us.
Okay.
It's us. And what I mean by that is, come with me on this ride, brother. Come with me on this ride.
I'm here with you. I'm with you.
Right? So hear me out, right? If more of us were into politics, right, what we would understand and what we would fight for is for more American innovation within our country, right? Hear me out.
Facts.
Because one, small business ownership within ourselves would grow. But then two, people like Beyonce, who has effectively what a sweatshops in China. Let's call it what it is. Yeah, sweatshops in China.
Yikes.
If we had heavier regulations on that, one, we wouldn't be helping one of our most eternal enemies. Within the grand scheme of fucking world powers, it is what it is. I don't give a fuck what you call it. That's what it is. They're our adversary.
Right.
They are not a friend. Instead of her giving money to them, stimulating their economy, and selling it back to us at a 300% markup,
right,
we could have made it so that she has to then produce it within America, have it so that when you have American innovation, the taxes aren't yet so high so that we aren't offset with such a crazy cost.
Right.
But then also, too, effectively, if we want to right our economy, we have to get rid of a lot of wasteful spending. That's a whole nother conversation people aren't ready to have.
Right, yeah.
But
I get you.
What I'm saying is that if you give more tax breaks for American innovation, you can hopefully keep that cost low so that it's not so much of a cost coming high to the American citizens. So that one, you can stimulate not only businesses and economies, but let's talk about black-owned businesses.
Right.
But not only black-owned businesses, what about black people who don't own a business, just regular workers? So
right.
that factory she had could be in a black town.
Absolutely.
That employs towns. That literally the town runs off of.
Right.
Not even Atlanta, other places.
Right.
All over the states. And then we could hold to fire more of our artists and stars who talk about this thing on a world stage. Like, okay, you have this, this, and this. Well, then do this. Like, that's why LeBron James, I let him do what he does because, he's educating our youth. That's invaluable.
Absolutely.
Invaluable.
Absolutely. That's one thing they can't take away from you, knowledge,
But the rest of you who say what you say, but then yet you got what the fuck else in all these other countries who are adversaries to us just off of tax breaks? Why don't you fight for more tax breaks for Americans?
Right.
So you can stimulate the black economy, the black dollar, and black people, because guess what? Not all black people are going to own businesses. That's a fact.
Absolutely not. I mean, there needs to be, there needs to be workers. There need to be, Indians and chiefs. There need to be someone above. There's a pecking order when it comes down to regulating the system. So, I definitely, I'm all for it.
Chiefs can make a lot of money. Listen. Guess what? Let me tell you something to people. An executive vice president of fucking finance is still a chief at the end of the day. Excuse me, an Indian. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, they got to take orders from somebody.
Exactly, people, and he makes a shit ton of money, has a great life. You see what I'm trying to? You see see where I'm thinking?
Absolutely. Just to wheel it back into the whole, idea of like the black image
reform.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry, black image.
Yeah, because that leads still back into reform. Because if we don't really put value into ourselves, why would anybody else value us, especially the policing that's in our communities? You know what I'm saying? They take people from the Hamptons and send them into the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, or whatnot. You coming from the Hamptons, you're living in a fucking house with a pool, and you got your own little playground in the backyard, and now you have to go into Queens, Bronx, Brooklyn, and regulate people that don't even have the lease of what you got. They're living in an apartment complex with people on top, bottom, left, and right that has no idea what in the backyard is. I grew up in Brooklyn, so I knew what it's like to, not have my own room, at a certain point in time. I understand what it feels like to not really have much. So for someone that has a lot, they have a value aspect in their mind that these people are below me. They may not think that, but the subconscious is like, I have more than them. Not that I'm going to treat them like I have more than them, but the mentality is the I have more than them mentality. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily a mentality that makes people think that, listen, just because you're, below me, I understand your situation. It's like, no, because you're below me, I have to regulate you, with authority. I have to make sure that to stay in place. And that's like the thing that I feel like was always an issue when it comes down to policing, the lack of value, and sometimes, like we just talked about, the lack of value that we put into each other, which we could obviously always work on, but it's getting these type of people who are in positions of power that are not junkies and high off authority, that feels like they are, more privileged than we are, to really understand that. Once we value ourselves, they will have no room to really disrespect us. I mean, shit, even the Jewish people living within our community, sometimes they live, within these apartment complexes, but they're still respected. You don't see no cops gunning down no Jewish kid. You know what I'm saying? Because, they hold themselves to a certain, to a certain value.
You know what we need when I'm thinking of a reform?
Uh-huh.
What would be great?
Uh-huh.
Simple answer, people. More black cops.
Oh, that's a fact.
More black federal investigators.
But
what there needs to be.
Shit.
No. Let's talk about it. Because guess what? Not for nothing. If cops were different in regards to marijuana, I would be a cop. 100%.
Okay.
100%. You want to know what? You need somebody like me to be a cop. Because guess what? I get it.
Right.
I get it. Right. I get life. I get situations.
Right. Absolutely.
You want someone like you to answer a call about you.
Absolutely.
The reason that they're able to run ruckshot all over the goddamn forces is because they fucking make up most of the forces. Let's talk. Come on. It's let's join the force. I've been saying for the longest time, infiltration.
Definitely.
Infiltrate the system. So what you need to do is have the people in the system try to figure out, okay, what is the reason that we're not getting more people like us not to be cops? Find out what that is.
Uh-huh.
See how you can get over that hump. Get more people like us to become cops.
Yeah, because if we don't, we'll have people like this. I'm gonna run this quick little video real quick, right? Because this shit is sad. You're gonna have people like this.
Is after we see this, is this the part where I get to slander conservatives?
Oh man,
Republicans?
This is your cue.
Why are you over here, sir?
Well, because I got called here for you.
For what? What did I do?
You have any ID on you?
No, I don't have to give you
No,
ID,
you do
sir.
have to.
For what, sir? What did I do, sir?
You do.
What did I do, sir?
Now, send me another unit.
Please bring your superior here, sir.
I am the superior.
No, you're.
I am the superior officer. My badge number is 4.
My badge number.
Okay, so you have ID.
I don't have to give you ID.
No,
sir.
you do
I'm
have
just
to.
sitting at lunch.
You
Why
do
are
have
here?
to show your ID.
Why are you here? No, I don't.
Yes, I do. I had
What
a
crime
call
did
on
I
you.
commit?
Get.
What crime
you
did
know
I
what?
commit?
Get up.
What
and
crime?
go outside.
I'm
Get up
asking.
and go outside.
I'm asking you what crime
Get
I
up
committed.
and go outside.
Sir, I'm
This shit is
asking you
triggering.
I got called here for you, and I'm asking your identification.
Sir, what
Get up
did
and
you
go
do?
outside.
What was the call?
Get up and go outside.
Sir, that's not fair. That's not right.
No, it is fair.
That's not right, sir.
It's very fair.
That's not right. It's
and
all
it's
being
very
recorded.
right.
There you go.
Hand him his ID.
Racial profiling, man.
Oh,
On the
yeah,
finest.
it's racial profiling.
Straight in here.
5104 County.
Look at him.
Sweating and shit.
Oh, and 22431-272.
I'm glad this guy recorded everything.
32431-272.
Cancel that credit card.
Run that, please. Because this guy's saying that I'm racial
that shit up.
profiling him.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah. Because I just don't like black people.
Definitely.
Yeah, I don't like black people.
It's like that out here, man.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
sad.
it's like that out here.
It's sad.
Everybody knows me knows that I don't care whether you're white, brown, or tan.
Drunk, sir? Why are you looking like that?
They always say some shit like that.
Because I'm tired of your attitude.
I don't have an attitude.
You
I
do
never
have
had
an attitude.
Attitudes.
Yes, sir. Okay, that's real. That's real. Yes, sir. But why am I being outside? Why am I being outside?
Is there anything on him? On him.
Even the cop. Anything on who?
Because I couldn't hear.
What are you talking? He's over here talking about my tattoos and anything else to get out here, bro. I don't understand.
Oh, I already know who called. Yeah, I already know who called. He was right off the get-go.
Even the
What are you
officer's like,
talking about? It's all recorded.
what are you talking about?
Everything from when you walked in, it's all recorded. So I hope you
I
got
don't
your
care.
stories. Okay.
5104 County. Is there any wants?
Any warrants? And I'm gonna end it right there. Negative. No warrants. Nothing at all. Being called upon. Being harassed in a public situations. It's like, was all that really necessary? I'm gonna let you handle the floor, man, because I know this is your expertise.
All right, people. Let me let you know something. There is a right way and a wrong way to deal with law enforcement. This is true. This is true. But at the end of the day, why should we have to comply with the unlawful order that goes against our unconstitutional rights? Let me explain something to you people. Let me just read it. The Fourth Amendment, Constitution of the United States of America. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue be upon probable cause supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. What does that mean? He just violated that young man's fourth constitutional right, his Fourth Amendment right.
Right.
And that's when I'm telling black people to stop getting emotional. Attack the game how they play the game so we can win this game. The conversation we all need to have is, why was this officer violating this man's Fourth Amendment rights? Why? The man was asking, what was the reason that you came here? What is your probable cause?
Right.
There was no probable cause given. So why should he have to
comply anything?
Comply. Now listen, at the end of the day, we understand the environment that we're in, right? It's going to be in your best judgment to go with everything, because you just never know. You truly never know.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That's definitely a fact. Thank God that this man was able to, walk out of that situation alive. I think the end result was that this officer was suspended. Literally should have been fired for profiling. Even his assistant officer that came down was like, "Yo, what? Who called? Who called?" And he's like, "No, don't worry about it. We know who called. This guy looked like he was on." Nah.
So answer.
Nah.
So now you see what I'm talking about, right? So like that's let's have the conversation of because guess what, people? This is a war, right? What do they say in the art of war? Know yourself, know thy enemy. You don't have to worry about the outcome of 10,000 battles. We know how they're operating, right? Stop saying racial tension. Stop saying racial profile. Like we know in that moment that you're having that happen, say racial profiling. But for us, the general public, when we're attacking this, we want to get them to hear us. Why are you violating our Fourth Amendment right?
Facts.
Answer me that.
That's definitely.
Answer me that. Are you okay with this? Are you okay with this? Because we see what happens with comply. Fidel Castile got shot, and you know he told the man he had a gun and he was reaching for this,
right.
And then he still got shot. So then when we comply, we get like, we have to attack this game in a different avenue because we see. What is the definition of insanity? You do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. Right, so come on, people. Come on. We better than this.
Absolutely, my man. Listen, bro, you know, I don't want to hold up your time too much. I know you got a lot going on. You know, I appreciate you coming through. I appreciate you kicking it with me, man. You know, we definitely got to, you know, chop up some more, get some more topics on the table that I'm pretty sure that the people would be interested in talking about. You know, this whole thing about police reform is definitely, you know, an ongoing conversation that I definitely would, you know, we could sit here and chop it up for hours upon.
Get these fucking pussy cops out of here.
You know what I'm saying? We could be on here for hours chopping
More
up.
black cops.
Yeah,
and
man.
not these fucking sympathizing fucking black cops either. Not these motherfuckers out here who are just fucking waiting to lick some fucking white dick. I'm not talking about you neither. I'm talking about some fucking black cops. Some black cops who are not going to let injustice happen to black people in their fucking presence. You understand me?
That's a fact.
Fuck out of here.
That's a fact.
I ain't talking about any of you regular bitch ass motherfuckers.
Not at all, man. Because listen, it's a problem, man. It definitely needs to get fixed out here, my man. You want to give people your socials before we close it out?
Yeah.
You know, let them know what's going on at the end of the day. Because I know you're a hardworking man. This is not your last stop. I know you got another stop on the way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Before I can go to bed. Listen here, people. If you haven't been repulsed and just turned off by everything I just said, you can find me at the Berry Gang 1, or that's the podcast platform, the network that I have created. But you can find me personally at Berry Gang Dean. You can find my nonsense, and then tonight at 10 o'clock, I will be stopping by. I'm not gonna get any of this because I'm in a happy relationship that I will be taking full advantage of the minute this fucking podcast is over with. Let me tell you. So, but the rest of you motherfuckers, get yourself a side chick. Get yourself a side nigga. Maybe find your future wife. Maybe find a girlfriend or a boyfriend you have for like a few months. Maybe find your future husband. I don't know what the fuck your needs are. But what I do know is at Berry Gang Loso will be able to help you out with all your fucking needs.
That's a fact. I got my drink ready. I'm gonna definitely be popping in there. I'm gonna stop through and see what.
There is one thing I want to say though before I do shut the fuck up. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate you.
Oh man,
thank you so much, man. It has been a true pleasure.
I definitely appreciate you coming on too, man. Taking the time out of your day. You know, I know you're a busy man. We out here hustling. You know what I'm saying? Black people, black entrepreneurs. You know, we out here trying to increase that value, increase that worth. So absolutely. I definitely appreciate your time as well too, man. Just hang on for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Kick with me for a second. I'm gonna definitely close it on out. And you know what I'm saying? Yo, shout out to the Berry Gang, man. Black of the Berry. I appreciate you definitely coming through,
man.
Yeah. And like that, hopefully you guys were informed, entertained, definitely take away some positive vibes and energies so it could resonate within the psyche. My man definitely does have a lot of great perspectives, and I definitely recommend y'all go over there and y'all check him out. Make sure y'all follow him on all social platforms, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, definitely for sure. and keep up with the crew. It's definitely going to be something that I want to talk about more. I don't always go political on my platform, but I like to always keep it political and at least give a different perspective. So hopefully you guys continue to rock out with me, man. It's your boy Rel, Trap Politics TV, trappolitics.com. And with that being said, man, make sure y'all stay positive out there. Don't let the stress and anxiety eat you alive. Stay focused, stay blessed, peace, love, and prosperity. With that said, man, I'm about to break on out with one of my favorite beats I made. You know what I'm saying? My favorite, my top sound, soulful, and we out. Hey, we out.